So let's say I wanted to draw just a simple 6-box and I wanted to put an offensive line, because I may print these out, give them to your players. I may put it on my iPad. I may watch games on the weekend. I wanted to draw something out. I may post to Twitter, whatever it is that you want to do. So we're going to go Control N, start new. So I got a brand new PowerPoint. First thing I'm going to do, what's my page size? Well, this is what I want to use to print out for players. So I'm going to go up here to Design, Slide Size, Custom, choose our drop down for letter paper and portrait. Ensure fit, we're good to go. All right, up at the top, I like to add a text box that is the title of my page. I always go to my rectangle tool. So I can take this, and now if I go to Align Top, it's at the top of the page, then I just drag that guy out, and I make my shape text whatever I want. Title goes up here at the top. All right. The distribute vertical and horizontal buttons play a key piece into this moving forward. So I want to set this as a black line going right there, and I'm going to build another rectangle that's going to go around the entire edge of the page. And I like that because it gives me a uniform border instead of me trying to align and distribute. So we take that, we build it, we go all the way down to the edge, shape outline becomes black, the weight becomes 2 1/4, shape fill becomes none. Next up, I want to build out my lines to give me my 6 boxes. Because I've already got a line up here at the top, I hold down the Shift key and I drag that to the edge, because having this line, it's what's going to allow me to distribute vertically and horizontally. If you try and distribute off of the rectangle, it's not going to distribute right because it looks at the entire shape. So these are really just guides to get going. So make them black. I'm going to grab one more to give me my first row of drawings. Control Shift, click. Here's my second row of drawings. So I got 1, 2, and 3. Multiply that by 2. If my math is right, I'll have 6. So I'm going to grab these 2 guys by holding the Control key, drag it right there. So now it's in the edge there. I'm going to take them and group them. So now if I've grouped them, I can take that line and go all the way across. Make sure you ungroup it. So I'm going to grab the top line, second, third, fourth, go distribute vertically. Now I've created 3 boxes that are all the exact same size. Then I can come over here and grab this line and take him and stretch him going down. And then I want to make sure that he's now splitting that side. So now this guy's going in the middle, this guy's going up top. Grab this, go all the way down to the bottom. All right, and then I can go to arrange line center, and that drops it in, or you could go distribute horizontally with those lines. So the key with distributing is make a line for the top of your box, and then decide however many you want in between, and then make sure you got one at the bottom. Very key to making sure that you've got even boxes. Okay, so now I can Control A and group everything. Well, why would I want to particularly group that? Let's say if I group it without the title. Well, now I can grab my edge box, and if you want, you can slide that up and send it to the back. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a sheet that I can then standardize and use as the background of my drawing. So that way you never mess with the actual boxes. So we group it, we right click, we cut, format background, picture, clipboard, and now you've standardized your boxes to where you won't click them. So now you can duplicate this sheet as many times as you want and go file print, and you got yourself 6 boxes right there. Now let's take it one step further. So I'm just going to Control Z this to get it back to my boxes. I want to add an offensive line here. So we're going back to our boxes. All right, we're going to zoom in. We've got that. We're going to make sure our shape fill is white and shape outline is black. We're good to go. What's my size? 0.3 by 0.3. So for our square folks out there, here we go. All right. So this is just going to be a little bit bigger than what we need, but you should understand the concept of what I'm trying to do. So we're going back to point three. Here's our guard. Here's our tackle. Here's our guard. Here's our tackle. Control Shift C, click, Control click, 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 Control Shift V, bam, now I dropped it in. Now I can group this. Basically, you figure out your center point. You could use the shape align tool again to get your distribute horizontally. So now I'm just going Control, click, and Shift, and I'm dropping these in. And just from a timing standpoint, I'm going to quickly go through. Control A, group it, right click, cut it, picture format, clipboard. Now you've got those objects standardized. So you could do that with a field background. You could do it with specific players. If you didn't want to have your offensive line and you wanted to add, receivers, DBs, whatever it is that you want. But that's how you can quickly standardize templates using the print. So if I went to my iPad and I was drawing run game schemes of our opponent or top pressures, whatever it is, now I've got that layered into my background. And then you just duplicate this a bunch of times. And when you open up your iPad, you draw right there on it. So what would that look like? Now I can get my draw tool. So let's say they went with block down, block back, pull. There we go. Hinge on the backside. So obviously I'm going fast drawing with a mouse, but if you use your iPad, that's how you can start to really use and start to draw by hand with that. So easily able to drop those in. Like I said, if you had a field background, what would that look like? I'm just going to go quick, insert pictures, this device. 6 boxes are always going to be a 4x3 template. 8 boxes are always going to be 16x9. And that's just a field aspect ratio in terms of how it fits. But we can come back down. We'll grab this. So there we go. So now imagine that my offensive line wasn't there and all of these boxes were filled out. You do your cut, you do your paste in your background, you format it. Now you've got a field 6-box drawing. Build 4 boxes, 6, whatever it is that you want. But that's how you layer it in. Don't worry about the objects. Take it in there, get everything set as an entire PowerPoint, cut it, paste it in as the background.